Hey Elizabeth, welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with my April wrap up, so let's get right into it. The first book I read this month was Dream on Ember by Emma Shiva. I read Emma's first book, Dara Palmer's Major Drama, and absolutely fell in love with it, and also fell in love with Emma. I emailed her and she emailed me back, and she's so amazing. But anyway, Dream on Ember is about a girl named Ember. She is half Japanese, half Italian. She is starting a new school, and the school year just doesn't get off to a great start for Ember. One, because she's a germaphobe, like she just can't do germs. Also, she's so tiny. She feels like everybody dwarfs over her. And then there's also the fact that she's half Japanese, half Italian, and I do believe in this book they're living in Italy, so she doesn't feel like she fits in because she looks Japanese. So she looks different from all of her classmates, and even from her mom, her grandmom, and her sister. And Emma's big issue is that her dad up and left after her sister was born. Like, he went to the store one night and just never came back. And so she's dealing with that, and this book is so good. And it's also like an emotional read. Like, I figured it was going to be an emotional read because I had read Dara Palmer and that was an emotional read, but this one just kind of really hit home for me because I had a dad who walked out, and oh my gosh, like, if you read this book, make sure you have some Kleenex handy. It's a beautiful story, but it is definitely one that is emotional at times. And there are some funny parts, like you're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, you're going to really fall in love with him. And then you guys have seen this book also in a previous book haul on this channel. I read Whoa Baby by Kelly Rowland with her OBGYN Tristan Beckman and Laura Moser. This is a new guide for new moms, and this book was so good. Like, I wish this book had been written when I was a new mom. As you guys can see, like, there's so many tabs in here. There's like a ton of helpful information in here. What I really appreciated about this book is how open and honest Kelly was. She talked about a lot of things that you just don't see talked about in a lot of books that are for new moms, and just you don't see a lot of books that are targeted at moms that, you know, aren't talking about how to parent and how to be a mom. Like, this book actually talks about the emotional and physical and mental side of being a new mom and how you just feel overwhelmed, and it's more than just, you know, being overwhelmed from sleep deprivation. So I really appreciated her sharing some embarrassing moments. Like, she talks about wetting her pants, and oh my gosh, like, she kept it all the way real. And I love the bits from her OBGYN, Tristan Bickman. Like, oh my gosh, she sounds like such a dream doctor. Like, she just sounds so down to earth, and she keeps it real and all that stuff. So if you are a new mom or know somebody who is a new mom or who's going to be a new mom, or if you're thinking about becoming a mom and you want a realistic view of what to expect as far as, you know, body changes, mental stuff, your emotional state, get this book. I have a giveaway running on this book on my lifestyle blog. I will link it down below in the description box if you want to go and enter. I think there's, at the time of this video, maybe 24 hours left. So again, go enter the giveaway if you want to. You don't have to, but this was a really great book, and I hope at a later date Kelly will come back and put out another book, maybe going into depth more about her mothering or parenting. Then the next books I finished are part of a trilogy. I read The Falconer by Elizabeth May and The Vanishing Throne, also by Elizabeth May. I have already talked about this book in a book haul before. It's about a 18-year-old girl named Ileana who discovers she is a falconer, which is a line of female warriors whose sole purpose is to protect the earth from evil fairies and all that stuff. She witnesses her mother getting killed by this evil fairy named Sorsha, and then she runs into this other fairy named Kieran who is also killing the evil fairies, and he kind of takes her under his wing and trains her. And this book is everything. Like, I'm so glad I stumbled across these in my local library because they are amazing. I'm not going to go into what this book is about again because I don't want to spoil how the first book ends, but they're both good. I will be doing some book talks on these later so that I can go more in depth about this one. I'll put a disclaimer, like if you haven't watched the book talk for this one, then watch that one first before you do this one so that I don't spoil anything. The third book in this series doesn't come out until June. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have to wait until June, but I'm not worried because I have a quart of wings and ruins to hold me over until then. But oh my gosh, you guys, if you haven't read the Falconer series by Elizabeth May, pick it up. I promise you're not going to regret it. And then I read The Crown of Midnight from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and everybody knows what this book is about, so I'm not even going to really go into details about it. But oh my gosh, I was so sad. Like, if you've read this book, you know that something happens to one of the characters, and oh my gosh, how could you guys do this to me? Like, I wanted to go into this book and rough some folks up, but oh my gosh. I'm super excited to keep moving on with this series. I've heard some mixed reviews about the later books, like after this one, but I don't care. I'm totally invested in all of these characters and just can't wait to see how Selena's story plays out and who she's going to end up with, because there is some romance in these books. So I'm just hoping, like, by the very last book, we see who she's going to end up with. But this book was I also read one other book. I want to say I read Belle's Library, just because I'm all about Beauty and the Beast. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorite fairy tales. And Belle's Library is a middle grade book. And it's a story about Belle. She goes into this library that everybody thinks is haunted and closed and abandoned, but she finds out that it's really not. The library owners owned the library with her daughter. Her daughter met her Prince Charming and ends up moving in. The mother who owns the library is just kind of stuck, and she's not a people person. She's more of an introvert, and so the library just goes downhill from there, just because she kind of feels betrayed that her daughter just up and left her all alone. So then Belle is like, she has to save the library because Belle is a bookworm. And so she puts this plan together with her classmates to save the library, and it was such a fun, cute little kid read, and it was so nice kind of getting a glimpse into Belle's childhood, because that's something you don't get in the movies, and I love it. I loved it. And I think that's it. I feel like I read some other books, which I did. I read a lot of picture books. I read to my kids every night, but I'm not going to talk about those. But I feel like there was maybe another chapter book or something I read this month. But anyway, these are all of the books that I read this month. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.